And then we'll be ready.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Patricia Pierre-Louis, and I'm here with a woman who I greatly admire and I see as a role model, Akula Todd. And she is an established author of 3 books, one of which we will focus on today, which is called Date Smart, the Practical Biblical Dating Lessons for All Single Women. And that will be the primary topic of our discussion today. There are other books that she's authored, which is called My Testimony and The Brainwashing of Black America. Ms. Todd has also taught on relationships at Dallas Life, a homeless shelter in the Dallas, Texas area. And I would like to welcome Ms. Todd.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being so kind to do this interview. It's my pleasure.
Okay. Before we get started, Ms. Todd, do you want to give us a brief history of your background, what inspired you to share your dating experience with society?
Yes, a little background about how the books were written and the purpose for them is I was married for 10 years, got a divorce, dated Charles, and that's not his real name, and was heartbroken. I had a spiritual upbringing and asked God, Lord, what is wrong with my relationships? I was divorced and I had another heartache. I was doing something wrong. And God's mercy and grace and wisdom in His Word and having a relationship with Him just changed my life. It empowered me, enhanced my relationships, and those answers to my questions are now in the book to help others.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, in your book, specifically in chapter 1, you talk about a drama-free relationship and note that communication is vital to a satisfying relationship. For our understanding, what do you mean by drama-free as it relates to the following categories? The dating scene, being in a committed relationship, and marriage, because each one of them will bring their own different challenges.
That's an excellent question. So to be drama-free with dating, and honestly, it really covers all 3 if you're in a committed relationship or if you're married, is to one, realize you can't control anyone but yourself. As a lady and God's daughters, we can only control our response to whatever is happening. Either you're dating, you're married, or you're committed. It's our response to the challenge we're facing at that time. So if you gave me a specific example, I could definitely show you how God would like for the Holy Spirit to activate in us, to show that we're His daughters and our response is approved and pleasing to Him. So whatever state your relationship, that's something we should consider. Now, will God be happy with how I'm acting and what I'm saying and what I'm doing? That's the test.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless of the relationship, what would our Heavenly Father think of us? Will He be pleased, or He be like, I need to teach her a better way of responding to that? That's not showing that she's my child.
Okay, you asked for an example.
Okay.
So say, for example, you're in a committed relationship. You've established your foundation. You've established your negotiables and non-negotiables. And one was trust. And your partner, significant other, kind of violated that trust in a way not, too detrimental, but gave you pause.
Okay.
How would you address that?
And that's a beautiful question. I like how you said, how would you address it? Because that's the first thing. I love the example of the Bible. In the Bible, and all of the words in the Bible, there are for our benefit and our growth and our maturity. In relationship, that's why it says to communicate. We need to communicate what that disrespect was and communicate how that trust was broken. And communicate what would you like to see different, because we're all different. We all have different backgrounds. Trust may not have been a part of your significant other's life. And then trust may be different between you and your guy. So the whole issue of communicating is so vital to a healthy, nurturing, growing relationship.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for that. Okay, based on your experience and your studies, your experiences and your studies, How should a woman deal with subtle rejection?
Subtle rejection. I like that question because I think a lot of us, women and men, deal with rejection. And I love the Bible because I feel we must deal with it like God deals with it. If He's rejected, our Father moves on.
Yes.
Yes, He does.
Definitely.
He doesn't.
Definitely.
He doesn't stay where He's not wanted. He doesn't force Himself on anybody. He would desire a relationship with you, but He's not going to force the issue. And so He gets in a relationship with someone else and thrives. And so that's what I would say. We allow a person their space. We give people freedom to be with us or to not be with us.
Also in your book, and when you stated one specific example in your book where you were at a function and your ex-boyfriend, I believe, approached you to dance. You denied him, and then once you gave in to his wishes to dance with him, you were on the dance floor, and then he says, "Oh, well, we'll wait until the next song and we'll dance later," and he walked away and left you standing on the dance floor. Did you feel that subtle rejection there, and how did you handle that?
Well, again, yes, frustration. And frustration can be, I'm glad you mentioned that, because ladies and daughters of God, in relationships, we will have frustrating moments that take us to a bad place mentally. We'll be hot, we'll be aggravated. But the thing about it is how do we respond to it outwardly? Do we show composure and we go get ourselves together in the bathroom and come back out? Or do we let it become manic and frustrated and our whole evening is ruined? So I would encourage daughters of God, when things like that happen, you say, well, I'm going to rise above that drama. And that's about being drama free. It's a choice. He can do something that piss you off, and we'll do something that will piss him off. But it's our response to it that says, I'm still a lady. I still have composure. I still am dignified. I am not going to be crazed. I'm not going to turn over tables.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm God's daughter. I'm going to behave as such at all times.
Right.
Now, I have the feeling, but I don't sin.
Exactly. And that's handling the God's way.
Exactly.
Okay. Also, on page 4 in your book, you state, when you let a man treat you any kind of way, your acceptance of his behavior communicates is what's permissible. What does a man learn from a woman who first says no, then over time conforms to his wishes or his wants? In other words, she's saying, yes, I'm giving in.
Well, it depends on what those wishes or wants are. It's hard for a man to respect the lady he can disrespect and disregard. So hopefully she has boundaries, and whatever she's saying no to initially and then changes her mind is still something that's honorable to her and for her. That she doesn't give in and it's something that is disregarding her or something unrighteous. That she still stands for a righteous stance in her relationship, so he can respect her. Because we can do some disrespectful things, and then he doesn't honor us. So we must remain honorable.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we often have heard that men and women communicate differently. So how does a woman communicate to her mate an issue or concern in a positive way while in the midst of a heated discussion?
In the midst of a heated discussion, she wants to remain calm. And I'm going to say this, we don't always have to tackle events and circumstances at that time. We can say, you know what, I am mad, this would be heated. You have to know yourself, for one. You got to know that if I say this right now, it's going to be ugly. I'm going to grieve God's Holy Spirit. So let me just, give me 5. Patricia, give me 5. I can't deal with this right now. And know yourself and know your partner. If this is a bad time for him, respect that. I know he just came home from work. He's a lawyer. He's been dealing with cases all day. He's a police officer. Give him 30 minutes too. You know, we know each other and respect that. And then when you calm yourself, and it's a good time for him, then broach the topic in a calm way, remembering I want to bring God honor at all times. And that's just we've got to think this way. I want to bring him honor and then honor myself. I don't have to go off the handle. Let me get myself together and not do that.
Perfect. Okay, before we conclude, please summarize what you would like individuals listening to this audio to learn from this discussion.
What I would like for individuals to learn is in Revelation chapter 2, verse 1 through 7, there are problem-solving techniques. And the first step that the book talks about is to communicate your problem with your mate. So often we can walk around frustrated, we can walk around hurt, but we never say anything. Communication is the bridge that lets your mate know what's going on. The second step is to offer positive recognition. That means I don't work in complete negativity. All I see are his issues, but I can mention what he does good and right and noble first before I get into the problem. The third step is to clearly state the problem. Don't go around telling all your friends or your family what's going on, but tell the person you have the issue with. That's what God did when he talked to the churches. The fourth step is to offer a solution. Sometimes your mate doesn't know what would be a righteous treatment. So say, this is what I would like to see instead. Step 5 is state the consequences. You've been not telling me the truth, and if you continue that, I won't be able to believe anything you say. So, that doesn't build trust. State the consequences. I won't find you to be believable if he's not telling you the truth and often lies. State the consequences. Step 6 is to listen to your partner's side of the story. Try to put yourself in his shoes to bring about clarity and understanding. And the final step is to listen to God, because it says, he that has an ear, listen to what the Spirit says to the churches, to bring about paradise, understanding, and resolution to the problems so we can be drama-free.
Oh, what a wonderful session, and I thoroughly enjoyed this opportunity to interview you, and I look forward to future interviews. And that will end our session for today, and we look forward to seeing you in chapter 2.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.